Alright, for this video, I'm going to be talking about my ADHD. I have recently been diagnosed with ADHD, and I would like to talk about what ADHD is, how it has affected me, and how things have been going for me in my life since I received my diagnosis. And I gotta say, since I received my diagnosis and got prescribed with medicine that has helped me a lot, I felt like a lot of heavy weights have been lifted from my brain, I guess, my back, my shoulder. I don't know how to say it. I just feel like a lot of weight has been lifted from me. A lot of things that have been weighing me down for a long time has been lifted from me. Not entirely. There's still things weighing me down. I still have more things to learn about. I still have more challenges that I have yet to overcome. However, compared to how I was living my life before my ADHD diagnosis, I feel like a miracle has happened. I feel like my ADHD diagnosis is a miracle, and I feel like before my diagnosis, my life was so full of pain and suffering that now, compared to how I felt back then, I feel like almost like I'm in a utopia. Not quite. I know that the world still has a lot of problems, and I still have a lot of problems, but I feel like since I got help with managing my ADHD, I finally got the peace that I've been asking for a long time. I finally got the relief that I've wanted for a long time. I have finally got help with my memory problems. I've finally got that help that I've been wanting for a lot of different problems that I've mentioned in previous videos. And I'm now able to enjoy a lot of things that I haven't been able to enjoy in a long time. I'm now able to not have to worry about a lot of things that I used to worry about a lot. And now that I'm not constantly in so much pain, and now that I'm not constantly tired and exhausted, I'm able to have peace and stability that I was previously very, very far away from. And I just feel like a different person, but I also feel like I am more of myself. I feel like I can finally be the good parts of who I used to be. And I feel like there's new things, there's good things that came out of my suffering, there's good things that came out of my struggles, and now that I've gotten help, I am able to use those good things along with the good things that I already had before. And now I feel like I'm confident enough and things are working well enough with my mind and my body that I'm actually able to have enough confidence to make more videos that might be able to help people. And so I still struggle with my ADHD. My struggles are a lot less severe than they used to be. Now I have a lot more energy. The reward system in my brain works a lot better, so I was able to break free from my addiction to the worldly pleasures such as video games and overeating. I was finally able to break free from those addictions after suffering from them for so long. When I say that I had struggled with the addiction to certain video games, I don't mean that I view those video games as a bad thing. I just overindulged in them. And now I'm able to not overindulge in them. So now they are no longer an addiction. And so now that I no longer struggle with those addictions, I can get enjoyment out of those things that I was once addicted to without overindulging in them. And when you overindulge in something, then it becomes when you overindulge in something, then it becomes an addiction. And sometimes people have to cut things out of their life because they're unable to not be addicted to those things while still allowing themselves to experience them. And in my case, I was able to still experience those video games in a healthy way without having to still be addicted to them. And so now I'm able to get enjoyment out of those video games without playing them too much. So now I'm able to focus more time and energy towards other more important things in my life, and that makes my life a lot easier, because before it felt like I never had enough time to play those certain video games. In this case, Warframe specifically. For a long time it felt like I never had enough time to play it, and that no matter what I did in it, no matter what I accomplished, it was never enough and I was never satisfied. Well, now I don't have to deal with that anymore because now I'm able to play it and be satisfied because it's no longer an addiction. The medicine that I was prescribed and that I've been taking recently has helped me to be able to break free from my addictions to things that can provide me with pleasure. Now I'm able to actually spend time with my friends and enjoy that time and help them out. Now the things that I do for pleasure have more purpose than just to obtain pleasure. Now I can actually use pleasurable things. I don't even know if pleasurable is a word, but anyways, I'm now able to use the things that provide me with pleasure in order to help my friends and maybe even people that I don't know. And I like that. It helps give me a sense of purpose and direction. I've been looking for a sense of purpose and direction for a long time, and unfortunately, for a long time, I had to deal with a false sense of purpose and direction. I had to deal with my addictions, and so now that the weight of those addictions I no longer have to deal with, I am able to have enough energy and be able to think reasonably enough and act on my reasonable thinking so that I'm able to do things that improve the quality of my life. I've been talking a lot about those kinds of things in my previous videos, but despite me talking a lot about those things, I didn't know what I didn't know how to do what I was saying that I should do. I knew what I needed to do, I just didn't have the strength to do it. I tried to apply logic without having the feelings to back it up. And now I have the feelings to back up that logic. Now I'm actually able to apply the advice that I was giving in my videos. Now I actually have the strength to be able to apply my own advice. And I'm very grateful for the changes in my life as a result of my ADHD diagnosis and my treatment. And I struggle with explaining things as far as how I feel about things. I don't know what the right words are to explain how I feel, but I'm very grateful and I feel like a miracle has happened. And if I was emotional enough, I would probably be crying while making this video, but I don't know how to explain it. It's just things in my mind, even with my medicine, are still moving so fast that I can be sentimental, I can get a little emotional, but I have trouble explaining my emotions. I have trouble expressing them. Things in my mind happen so fast, even with my medicine, that I move on before I can actually express my emotions. And sometimes that can be a good thing because sometimes I need to be able to move on very fast. But sometimes it's not a good thing because I need to be able to allow myself to spend enough time thinking about how I feel and thinking about how things affect me so that I can do what I need to be able to do to overcome my struggles. And I explained already a little bit about how I felt about me finally getting diagnosed with ADHD, but now I'd like to explain more about what ADHD is and how it affects me. So, ADHD is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. The attention deficit part means that I have difficulty paying attention, but I also end up paying too much attention to certain things, and that is how I was vulnerable to my addiction to certain video games. I had trouble with paying too much attention to certain things. Just because I may have the ability to pay a lot of attention to something at times doesn't always mean that I'm paying attention to the right things. But often I have racing thoughts. I have so much going on in my mind. Things are going on so fast in my mind that it makes it difficult to process things. It makes it difficult for me to remember things. It makes it difficult for me to slow down and not exhaust myself. It makes it difficult for me to avoid using up too much of my energy. And me rushing things, me thinking too fast and overthinking and using too much energy, it caused me a lot of pain and suffering. It caused me to have a lot of struggles. It led to me struggling with depression. It led to my tics getting more severe and more frequent. It led to lots of issues that I've talked about in previous videos. I have so many issues that I cannot remember them all at the moment. Also, I'm tired. It's later in the day, and even though I am medicated, I'm still having struggles with my ADHD. My ADHD is severe. That is obvious to me because of how severe my other issues that were either caused by or made worse by my ADHD, with how severe those issues were. it makes a lot of sense to me that my ADHD is severe. And before, I was speaking slowly in videos because I was making myself speak slowly because I was afraid of making mistakes. But now I'm speaking slowly because now I'm able to slow down, I'm able to think slower, and I'm able to think more clear or clearly. I don't know what's correct grammar. I'm able to focus better on my own thoughts and my feelings with the help of my meds. And now I'm able to delve deeper into things. I'm able to delve deeper into certain things than I have been able to in a long time. Yes, with the part of ADHD that involves thinking fast and not knowing when to slow down or how to slow down. Yes, that can lead to delving deep into something, but that's not the only way to delve deep into something, and that's not always the best way to delve deep into something. Sometimes I can delve deep into something by thinking fast and moving fast. But if I do it too much, if I don't know when to stop, if I don't know when to slow down and relax, then it makes it difficult to delve into things deeply in a different way, in a more introspective way. I like to think deeply about things. It's difficult for me to think deeply about things and understand them on a deeper level if my thoughts are moving too fast. If I am unable to focus, then it is difficult to think deeply, and it is difficult to think out of the box. Sometimes I need to think fast. Sometimes I need to think slower. Sometimes I need to delve deep into something by thinking fast and moving fast. Other times I need to delve deep into something by thinking slower, but in more detail. Sometimes a solution to a problem can only be made clear to me if I slow down and allow myself to relax. And I tried doing that without my medicine. I tried doing that before I even got prescribed with my medicine. Before I got my ADHD diagnosis, I tried to make myself slow down. I tried to preserve energy, and it was not enough. It was not enough. I just ended up letting myself go instead. And so I needed my medicine. So now I'm not having to deal with too much hyperactivity. And that hyperactivity part, that's a big part of what was making me feel so exhausted and making me so tired and wasting a lot of my energy because I was too hyperactive. I would do things too fast. I would want to do too many things. I would switch between too many things and have trouble deciding what I was going to do. And I had difficulty with priorities. I had difficulty with planning, with remaining organized. And now that I'm able to focus, I'm able to organize things better. I'm able to plan and stick with those plans. The ADHD still affects me. I still have struggles with impulse control. I still have struggles with hyperactivity sometimes. I still have struggles with paying attention, but it's not nearly as bad as it was before I got my diagnosis, because now I'm more aware about it. I'm more sure of what my issues are and know more about how to deal with them. And now, with the help of my medicine, I'm able to have the energy and the strength to be able to get my responsibilities done and taken care of without so many things having to feel like a burden, without so many things having to feel like work. And even though it was difficult to get used to my medicine and a lot of weird things happened, such as me feeling like I was in what I like to call la la land, or me wondering at times if I was really awake or if I was asleep, or me wondering what the real me is, because I had difficulties with my sense of self and my sense of identity, because I wasn't sure what I wanted to consider to be the real me, because of me going through so many changes all of a sudden as a result of taking my medicine. And I've been having to take medicine for my ADHD, but I've also been having to take medicine for my depression. I'm able to live my life without being so afraid of a lot of things that I previously had to be afraid of. I am able to be more confident and relax easier. I'm able to not have to struggle with overthinking as much. I'm able to sleep better. I'm able to remember things better. I was tired of living my life in so much pain and having to be so afraid. And now I can focus on enjoying my life instead of trying to not be in as much pain. And now I'm grateful that I don't have to take as much notes for my videos. I'm glad that I'm able to speak from the heart. I'm glad that I'm able to keep track of what I'm talking about. And I'm glad that I'm able to remember, for the most part, what I've already talked about in this video. And as far as how things are down to the level of the chemicals in my brain, I don't quite know how to explain that. But I do know what I can remember of the details of my personal experiences and how my ADHD has affected me. And life feels like it's so much easier now that I'm medicated. Now that I don't feel like as much of a burden to my friends and family. And now work and many things are a lot easier. I don't know what else to say other than I'm truly grateful for my friends and my family and how they've helped me. I'm truly grateful for my doctor. I'm truly grateful that I was able to get diagnosed with ADHD and learn more about my struggles and what to do about them. I'm glad I have so much strength and so much energy now. And I just want to say I love you guys in the appropriate way. And that's it for this video. Peace.